Back, right?
Yeah, you can click the tab that you want to show.
Oh, okay. I just want to be able to see myself.
Right.
Okay. All right. Before we start, we give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. And I don't know why that's popping up. We got a little lesson. A wise king / ruler will instruct his people in righteousness, man. You know what I'm saying? Because in these end times, man, we see that it's a lot of people that's you know what I'm saying, ruling over us. You know, we see that these people are other nations of people that are wicked, man. You know what I'm saying? They're not instructing the people to move in righteousness. They're instructing and promoting sin at an all-time high, man. You know. Well, can I get that on Sirach 10:1, King?
Come on. All right, the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Right. It says the government of a prudent man is well ordered. You know what I'm saying? We got to think about this. If it's a wise man ruling, everything is going to go good. Everything is in order, especially order. What is that? First Kings with Solomon.
Yeah, First Kings.
Which one was that in Kings? First Kings.
I think it was first to my where it was saying
With Sheba.
Yeah, first 10 and verse 3.
Said 10:3.
Con. It says, I'll wait till you get on the screen.
Okay, come on. Let me see. Let's see. Let's start at verse 1.
Con. So First Kings 10 and 1, it says, and when the queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon concerning the name of the Lord, she came to prove him with hard questions.
Right, because
And
Solomon.
she came to Jerusalem.
I'm sorry, King. Because Solomon, if I'm not mistaken, had more wisdom than Egypt and all the Eastern world. You know, he was known for having divine wisdom from the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, in chapter 3, just 7 chapters ahead of this, Solomon literally, when the Most High came to him in a dream and asked him, what do you want? He said, give me wisdom, you know? And when Solomon got that wisdom, man, he asked for what? A discerning heart to what? Rule the people, you know? Because with Israel, that takes a lot to rule over Israel. You know what I'm saying? To deal with the people that, you know what I'm saying, have constantly always, you know, backslided. You know, you want to be a righteous judge, man. You know, I don't know if you want to make a point.
Nah, you right though, man. It take a lot to rule over Israel, man. That made me think of something. Let me get this in. Want to say it's in Leviticus, where Moses was like, "Ah, man." Matter of fact, go ahead. If I think of where it said, I'll pull it.
Okay. Right. That's a great point because it takes a lot. Oh, you found it?
First. No. I didn't find it. I ain't gonna hold it up though, because I don't know exactly where it's. But Moses, just to your point, Moses was like, Lord, he was like, Lord, did I have these people to where I should just have to rule over them and see about them like that? Because Israel, you know, hard people to kind of tell what they should and shouldn't do. Because we don't want to listen. Whatever you tell us go left, we want to go right. Tell us go right, we want to go left. You know, so that's a good point, man. It take a wise person to rule over Israel.
Right. Let's get verse number 2 now.
First Kings 10 and 2, it says, and she came to Jerusalem with a very great train, with camels that bear spices, and very much gold and precious stones. And when she was come to Solomon, she communed with him all that was in her heart. It says, and Solomon told her all her questions. There was not anything hid from which he told her not. It says, and when the queen of Sheba had seen all Solomon's wisdom the house that he had built, and the meat of his table, and the sitting of his servants, and the attendance of his ministers, and their apparel, and his cupbearers, and his ascent by which he went up into the house of the Lord. There was no more spirit in her.
Dang, she dang near fainted from seeing Solomon and how his kingdom was in order, how he was a wise ruler. You know, what is that? Wisdom of Solomon 7. Let me go to that real quick.
Yeah, I like how I say, like, when she seen not just him, like, to the point you was making in Sirach 10, and one, a wise ruler will have his government well ordered. Like, she was like, she seen him, but also it says, and the meat of his table, the way the dishes was put on the table was in such a fashion that it blew her away. It say, and the sitting of his servants was probably had equal amount of space between all of them. Like, it probably wasn't even no rounds. I don't know. You could only fathom, man, but it's saying the attendance of his ministers and their apparel. Wasn't nobody wrinkled, wasn't nobody clothes had stains on them and then like that. Everybody was neat and on point. You know what I'm saying? And when she seen all that, she said when no more spirit in her. She didn't never passed out. You know what I'm saying? So that's amazing, man. But you
That's
got it
something to
all.
think about. Nah, that's something to think about because, like, literally, when, like, how the way, like, bro, like, she seen how, like you just said, nobody had no wrinkle on their clothes. Probably, like how months ago you was like, we were street teaching. You was like, everything was gold, everything, like anything you can think of was solid gold, precious stones, diamonds, a cupbearer, probably bringing his royal cup with wine in it, and it got diamonds all over it. You know. And then think about it. He also had what? Wisdom. He answered her. It says he answered her questions easy. Like, what's 2 plus 2? 4. 3 plus 2? 5. He answered her questions like so easily. That's how you know that it takes a man of wisdom to guide the Lord's people, man, and to be a wise ruler, man. Right? That's a great example, man. Let's go back to Sirach. Let's go back to Sirach.
You ain't want that wisdom of Solomon?
Matter of fact, yeah, let's get that real quick just to prove it, man. That Solomon, man, he had wisdom, man, out of this world. I'll let you break it down.
What you want to you want to start at verse 1?
Let's see. You want to start at verse 1?
Yeah, I started 1. Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 1. It says, I myself also am a mortal man like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man, and the pleasure that came with sleep. And when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature. And the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do. I was nursed in swaddling clothes, and with cares, and that with cares. For there is no king that had any other beginning of birth. All men have one entrance into life, and the like going out. Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me, and I called upon Yahweh, and the spirit of wisdom came to me.
Spirit of wisdom came unto him. Cause if you're not mistaken, 1 Kings 3, when the Most High came to Solomon in the dream, asked him, "Hey, I give you anything you want. I give you fame, riches, the destruction of your enemies, anything that you wanted." But Solomon was so humble to say, "Man, give me wisdom so I can discern right from wrong to govern your people." And it said it pleased the Most High, and the Most High still gave him the things that he didn't even ask for: riches, fame, wealth, understanding. It says that there's no king like King Solomon before him or after him, man. You know? And Solomon knew, and he knew all these things, man. Let's jump down to that. Let me see. What is that? Is this part?
Oh, what he say? He knew everything.
Yeah, verse 17. Yeah, verse 17.
Verse 17. Verse 17, it says, "For he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely, to know how the world was made, and the operation of the elements, the beginning, ending, and midst of the times, the alterations of the turning of the sun, and the change of seasons, the circuits of years, and the positions of the stars, the natures of living creatures, and the furies of wild beasts, and violence of winds, and the reasoning of men, and the diversity of plants, and the virtues of roots, and all such things as are either secret or manifest, them I know."
Right. So King Solomon, he said, I gotta put it right on that specific verse. He said, and all such things as are either secret or manifest, them I know. Think about it. She came up with questions that was, man, it ain't no time. It really didn't even say like what type of question she asked, man. It was like she probably asked some difficult questions that most of us probably couldn't even answer ourselves. But Solomon said he answered it easy, without a problem, just answering it, man. You know, and we can have that same type of wisdom by what? By opening up this Bible and reading it, man. It says the Most High gives wisdom. The Most High says He's the same yesterday, today, and forever, man. You know, He never changes. If He gave Solomon this wisdom, He'll give us the same thing, man. You know, let's go back to Sirach 10 real quick now, and let's start verse number 2 now.
Sirach chapter 10 and verse 2. "As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein."
Right. So we got to understand that we live in Babylon. It says, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. We live in Babylon the Great. We got lawless rulers that live lawless. So what are they telling our people to do? To live lawless. You know, these people aren't wise and understanding people. Donald Trump is not a wise man. You know, all the people that's in the White House, the Congress, these people are not wise and understanding people, man. Let me get this in Ecclesiastes real quick. I gotta get this real quick. Let me see. Where is that verse at? I want to say it's 10. Look it up in the NLT. I think it's let me see. It's either chapter 10 or chapter 4. Let me see. Let's see. Ecclesiastes 10. Nah, it was chapter 4. I knew it had to be chapter 4. Right. So let's see what King Solomon said, man.
Where you want to start, King?
I'm gonna start at verse number. As soon as it loads up, start at verse number. I think the point is verse number. Dang, what is that verse? I'm trying to think of it now. Dang. Make grave mistakes when they get position. Let me look for this verse real quick. It's in Ecclesiastes. Let me see. I just seen it. 10. Oh, it was 10. Yeah, it was actually in 10.
10?
It's a lot. That was my fault. Yeah, it's actually in chapter 10. I was looking at it. I was like, bro, I got the verse. But I'm reading it in the NLT, man, because I like how the way it says it.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, verse number 5, yeah.
5 says, "There is another evil I have seen under the sun. Kings and rulers make a grave mistake when they give great authority to foolish people and low positions to people of proven worth."
So we got to think about this. When you're at your job and you see somebody that's foolish, but they got a position of authority, it's because what? The king and ruler makes a grave mistake by giving it to them people. But somebody of a low position of proven worth, they want to give it to the low position. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You more qualified than this person, but hey, you go do this over there. You know, that's why people don't. I understand now why people at jobs have certain type of positions, because why? Kings and rulers make a great mistake by giving what? Great authority to foolish people. And low positions, what? Having a low paying job, doing something that you know you're way more better to people of proven word, man. You know? And let's go back now to Sirach, because it says it right here. Look, it says a judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. So if somebody is not a proven worth and they're in authority, what makes they men any other different? It doesn't make them no different. They all just the same. That's why we all say that these politicians, they all the same. They all crooks, man. You know, because they're not trying to keep the law, and they promote sin at an all-time high. That's why they keep getting other people to find other people, man. I don't know if you wanted to make a point.
God, man, let me get Isaiah chapter 19, man, because that's right. Like you can see it in Babylon, the United States of Babylon today. Like it's utter confusion everywhere you look. You got this party talking bad about this party, you know, these people talking bad about the whole United States is in an uproar, man. And that's chiefly because of the Lord, man. I'm gonna start at Isaiah 19, and I'm gonna start at 1. All right, it says the burden of Egypt, behold, the burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Right. So we know that this America, for y'all, for those of y'all that don't know, this is spiritual Egypt, right? So it's telling you that the Lord is gonna come with chariots. Basically, that's that swift cloud. It says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Right. So, I mean, that's the Lord's doing, man. When you look at America, all this fighting and Fox News talk about the Democrat. I was riding on 75 and it was like Democrats are it was a big billboard. It was like Democrats are destroying America. Well, they Americans. Right. The Democrats and the Republicans is Americans, man. But that's because the ruler of these people is how he is. Right? He's a snake. He's the way he is. So the people that's in this country, they the same way. They backdooring each other. Right? That's what you got going on over here, man. But you got it, King.
Right. Let me get that. Let me get this in Proverbs real quick. You just made a good point. Let me get that in Proverbs, chapter 29. Right. These folks over here, man, they talk about each other, man. You just know that these people are given authority, man, by foolish rulers, man. Let's see. Yeah, let's get that. Yeah, verse number 2, Proverbs 29 and 2.
Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
Right. People are mourning. I don't know if people been seeing, I've been on TikTok lately. I see people just mourning. I seen one sister, she said she don't know what's going on. She seen a mother and her kids sleeping in her car, you know? And these people that's ruling in Babylon have the authority and power to open up homeless shelters, to give money to help people. But no, they're not doing that, man. You got people that's struggling to pay either their bills or feed their family. You got people mourning at an all-time high in these last days, which kind of reminds me of the prophecy where Ezra spoke, man. Great mourning is coming to this place, man. Confusion of faces. People don't know what's going on, man. Because these rulers are not telling people the truth, man. They got people walking like blind. What's that? What, you remember that verse? what Yahweh Shah spoke, he really was speaking to the Pharisees, but he said the blind lead the blind, both gonna fall.
Oh, Matthew 15 and 13.
Right? And that's why the Lord said, come out the ways of Babylon, man, because you don't want to be the one led by the blind, man. You getting led by the blind, you and that person gonna fall both into the ditch, man. Let's see.
Matthew 14. It says Matthew 15 and 14. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like people really trust in this government, man. You know, people trust in this government. They trust in Babylon. They trust in blind leaders and corrupt leaders, man. You know, and that's what the Messiah said. He chiefly was speaking to the Pharisees, but we can look at this today's time of what? The blind is leading the blind. Donald Trump is leading the blind right to a dang nuke, a dang missile. Got people trusting in a government that is oppressing them, man. They're oppressing their own people. They see their own people sleeping on the side of the street, man, and they don't care. But if this was the Lord's kingdom, he said that what? If I'm not mistaken, the poor and the stranger can go into the field and get them something to eat, man. Nowadays, nah, they just what's I forgot. That's in the law.
That's in Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy.
Want to say it's chapter 22.
Right, and then guess what? And just to prove that point, if the righteous were in position, meaning who? Yahweh Shai and the elect, this would not be happening. There wouldn't be no more starvation on earth, man.
Leviticus.
Oh, Leviticus. Okay. There wouldn't be no more starvation, man.
Leviticus 22. 23.
20,
so like
23.
And verse 22.
Let's see. So computer load up. Leviticus 23. Let's see, verse number. Yep, there we go.
All right, it says, and when you reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleanings of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord your God.
Look how righteous the Most High. Let's just glorify the Most High real quick. He said, okay, watch this. A stranger can go into, yes, many different things. A stranger can be an Israelite in some sense when you read the law. And also it can go into what? An actual stranger of another nation. The Lord said that even them, the poor and the stranger, can get them something to eat. But the leaders that we elect them and vote for will not even keep this. I want somebody now to go past a cornfield and go tell whoever owns that, let the poor and the stranger eat from it. They're gonna tell you no. They're gonna tell you no, that law doesn't apply to me. I gotta reap all this because I need the money. But what? When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, man. You know? That's why it says the Most High is gonna rule. Nah, go ahead, King.
Oh, Salak, King. I bet you going in and out. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was done.
Okay, let me go. Let me get something. Let me go back to Proverbs 29, man, because I mean that's on point, man. You can't let me just read it. Proverbs 29, and I'm gonna start at 12. I'm gonna jump down. All right, it say, if a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. All right, and then that's what you got America doing, man. They hearken to lies. They trying to keep one specific lie going. They spend billions of dollars, trillions of dollars on keeping the lie going that them fake Jews over there is the people of God. They say if a ruler hearkens to lies, all his servants are wicked. So everybody that fall under Trump, the elites, the Rothschild, everybody that's under them, all of them people are wicked, man. Right? I'm gonna jump down to verse 14. It say, the king that faithfully judgeth the poor, his throne shall be established forever. So they don't faithfully judge the poor over here. You got them, they locking the poor people up over here. They doing they got the U.S. Marshals. They spending all these government dollars to lock up the poor people over here. But that's exactly why they throne ain't gonna last forever. That's exactly why this place gonna fall, because they're not judging the poor righteously. Right? It said, I'm gonna read again. It said, the king that faithfully judges the poor, his throne shall be established forever. Right? It said, so you can't mistreat nobody and think that you're gonna last forever. Your own people gonna turn against you. Your own people gonna turn against you. You got, that's what I think who that was, Jeroboam, when the servants was like, when the people, the Israelites was like, after Solomon died, they was like how he was like, how should I rule the people? And the elders told him like, hey, your dad made our yoke heavy, make it a little lighter on us, and then the people will listen and serve you forever. But he listened to the younger people, and they was like, nah, make it harder than your dad made them. And then the people revolted against him, man. So it's like the brother been bringing out, man. A wise ruler is gonna rule his people righteously, according, not the way you think it should be done, but by the way the Bible say. They give us all the wisdom and instructions right here in this book, man. But you got it. All right.
That's right. Because when he listened to them, to younger people, man, you see how like they just said, man, let me get this real quick in Wisdom of Solomon. And what's so crazy, man, like that was King Solomon's son. You got to think about this. If Solomon, man, say like if he would have did what was right, that same thing would have passed on to his son, man. You know, but hey, we all understand, hey, we all fall short, you know. And if you know who King Solomon is, you know what I'm saying, you know, if you don't know, you know, may the Lord reveal that on his right timing, you know. But King Solomon, man, let's get this real quick. Wisdom of Solomon. I'm starting at verse number 1.
All right. Chapter 4, right?
Chapter 6.
6 and 1. All right. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 1. Hear therefore, O you kings, and understand. Learn ye that be judges of the ends of the earth. Give ear, ye that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations. For power is given you of the Lord, and sovereignty from the highest. Who shall try your works and search out your counsels?
Right.
Because
so,
okay.
Oh, my fault. And you see where it says power is given from the who? The Lord. The Lord set Donald Trump up. He's gonna set him up for a big failure. And it's like we said this before, as much as he wants to stop, he can't stop. He's created to do whatever the Lord created him to do. You know, all these people, man. It says power is given you of the Lord. Man, and servant, what's that? How you say that word? Sovereignty. Sovereignty. From the highest. From the highest, man, the most high. Keep going, King.
It said, because being ministers of his kingdom, ye have not judged the right, nor kept the law, nor walked after the counsel of God. Horribly and speedily shall he come upon you, for a sharp judgment shall be to them that be in high places.
Right.
For mercy shall.
Oh, my fault. Like, and that's crazy how you just said that just earlier, how the Lord is getting these people to turn against the Egyptians, turning on one another, man. It says, read that first part again. Horribly and what?
Horribly and speedily shall he come upon you.
Horribly.
For a sharp judgment shall be upon them that be in high places.
Man. Is that it on that? For merciful soon part of the meanness with money. Yeah, that's Matter of fact, yeah, that's it on that. Yeah. So you can see that the Lord
King.
is doing this thing, man. Oh, you said what happened, King?
It's a lot. I mean, I was gonna say, so this
Not
right
good.
here in chapter 6, Wisdom of Solomon, letting you know that it like Israel was we had our own judges at one point, right? And we weren't judging our own people right. So what happened was that's why we went into captivity. When you read First Samuel, you can read about how the high priest was like just stealing people food. You know what I'm saying? And all manner of madness like that, man. When you read the book of Hosea, you can read about how the high priest, those were the chief judges of the nation of Israel, how they weren't judging right. They weren't judging in righteousness. So the Lord, like I say, he sent horrible and speedy judgment came upon us for that. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord don't deal, we the apple of the Lord's eye. He not gonna let you. That's like you letting somebody just mistreat your child in your face. No loving parent is gonna do that. All right, and neither is the Most High God, man. So he don't do well with, if he sets you up the rule, he sets you up the rule. You know what I'm saying? You gotta rule the way he wants you to rule. Sometimes he'll set you up the rule to bring your own demise in, man. Like he did. I mean, you go on and on with that, man. Like, matter of fact, let me get it. Let me get the precept in Romans 9, like he did with Pharaoh, man. He set Pharaoh up to show his power. He knew Pharaoh was stubborn and wasn't gonna rule his own people well. Just like Esau today. He know that he wicked and that he gonna multiply evil in the earth and bring his own demise, right? Romans 9 and I'm gonna start at 17. It says, "For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth." So he knew Pharaoh was gonna mistreat people, that he was gonna mistreat our people. All right, the same way he did with Nebuchadnezzar. Right, let me get that in Daniel real quick. I'm gonna get that and then I'm gonna get back. Right, Daniel chapter 2, man. The Lord set up all these kings of the earth, man. He set up everybody to rule, and a lot of times he set up people to destroy themselves. All right. Daniel chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at 21. It says, "And he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise." So you got to be wise for him. Just because he set you up as a king don't mean he gave you wisdom. That's why Esau and Babylon, they got to consult with witches and wizards and stuff like that. Because they don't got the wisdom of the Lord. They cast the wisdom of the Lord behind them. Like, I don't need that. I get my prognosticators. They can tell me what I should do. Right? So it's he changes the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. So you can't have knowledge if you don't know understanding, which is what? To depart from evil, to leave, to choose good from wrong. He can't give you knowledge if you don't know how to do that, right? He revealeth the deep secrets, the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him, right? So all these kings, sometimes he'll set you up as a king to bring more righteousness, but other times he'll set you up just to destroy yourself, man. You and your people, right? But you got it, all right.
It remind me of that verse. And the Most High, see, and it says, let me see where it's at. It's in Wisdom of Solomon. Yeah, right there. Yeah. So I'm reading this last part. It says, "He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding." Man, let's get that of Wisdom of Solomon, because it says that God loves people that what? That love wisdom. Let's get that real quick. Let's prove that statement.
Wisdom of Solomon 7. I think that is.
I think it's for, is it 7?
Yes. 6. Might be 6. I was just looking at it.
That's all. I think it might be 7. It's somewhere in 7. Let me. Yeah, right here. Yup, that's it. You were right. 7.
Okay, Wisdom of Solomon 7:28. For God loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom.
Now what? Now watch. So we're gonna go back and read it again. The Most High, He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding. It says, "For God loveth none but him that dwelleth with." Now this is Solomon. This is the wisest man to ever live. He knew everything secret, unknown, and most things that we don't know. He told us plain upon tables, "For God loveth none but him or she that dwelleth with wisdom," man. Like we say, all these kings, man, they getting they knowledge from the left hand side. So you know the Lord ain't dealing with Esau. You know, we gotta think about this, man. We gotta be dwelling with wisdom. Why? Because it says God loveth none but him that dwell with wisdom. That's why we need to be reading these precepts, studying the laws of the Most High, man. Because that's how you govern the people, by laws. Laws, statutes, commandments that are perfect and righteous. He said this is our wisdom in the sight of these nations, man. We're supposed to be glorifying the Most High by, hey, y'all are some wise and understanding people. Y'all judge the poor and do what's right. We don't throw the poor. We're not gonna, like Lord wanted to be a part of the kingdom. We're not gonna throw the poor in prison. Oh, you're less fortunate. You can't be sleeping on the side of the street. You're gonna get locked up. That's unrighteous judgment.
Right.
That's why this kingdom right here is not gonna last too long, man. I'm gonna get 2 more and then I'm be done, man. Let's go back to Sirach and let's read verse number 4 now, man. Let's read verse number 4. Matter of fact, did we read 3? I don't think we read 3, did we?
Let me read it again. I'll read it again. Sirach 10, okay. Verse 3. Now, we didn't read 3. It says, an unwise king destroyed his people, and through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Right. It says an unwise king destroyed his people. Let me get this last. I love Ecclesiastes, man, with Solomon, man, what he wrote. Let me get this real quick. Let's see what Solomon said about being a king and a ruler, man. Get this in the NLT, man. Oh, matter of fact, I think it was 2 of them. I got 2 more verses. Yeah. Matter of fact, this is not the one. This is a good one. I'm gonna say that for last. That's a good one. Say that this is a good one. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Whatever loads up. Yeah, right here. Yep. This is it.
Ecclesiastes 4:13. It is better to be a poor but wise youth than an old and foolish king who refuses all advice.
This is now. Take that tab, boy. Take that one away. Right. So I'm gonna read that last part again because it says, an unwise king destroyeth his people. It says it is better to be a poor but wise youth than an old and foolish king who refuses all advice. That's how you destroy your people when you don't want to receive advice, man. When you don't want to be instructed, man. That's how you destroy your own people, man. You know? Let me go back. Yo. So you don't want to be an old and foolish king. What's that old fool stuck in his ways, man? You don't want to be like that, man. You don't want to be like that. Because like we've been bringing out, you're going to have, like these rulers now is going to have a speedy and horrible destruction, man. Because the same way how the Most High raised up Pharaoh and he was full of pride, man, and he was destroying not only his people, he didn't even realize that he was destroying his own people, man. Let me get last one. Let me get this in Exodus real quick. His own people told him, don't you realize that Egypt's already destroyed and you still messing with these people?
Right.
That's how you know this Bible real, man. Let's get that at Exodus, man.
Tell him, man.
Right. Try to warn this fool. He was a fool. This man was a fool, man. Let's get that real quick. Exodus 10 and 7, real quick. This man didn't even know. He didn't even realize he was destroying his own people. He was making our lives hell, but he was destroying his own people. Let's see what Pharaoh's servant said unto him.
Right. Exodus 10 and verse 7. And Pharaoh's servant said unto him, how long shall this man be a snare unto us? Let the men go, that they may serve the Lord their God. Knowest thou not yet that Egypt is destroyed?
He said, they told him straight up. Let me highlight that. Knowest thou not that Egypt is yet destroyed? Esau, don't you already know that Egypt's already destroyed?
Right.
We got to go back and read that in Romans. I think this got to be clicking to somebody, man. The same way how I raised thee up, it's the same way how he doing with the so-called white man today. Esau Edom, man. Let's get that in Romans 9 again, man.
You want verse 17?
Yeah, let's start up. Let's just prove that this is talking about Esau.
Verse 13.
Yeah, let's start at verse 13.
All right, it says Romans 9 and verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
It's like you see that the Lord raised up Esau just how the way he did with Pharaoh, man. He hardened his heart. He didn't even know he was destroying his own people, and his own kingdom been failed. It says it right here in Exodus. Pharaoh, knowest thou not yet that Egypt is destroyed? Esau, knowest thou not yet that Egypt is destroyed?
Right.
They literally just had on the news, literally, let me go back on my phone. I screenshot it, man. It says, FDA warns public not to eat possibly radioactive shrimp sold at Walmart, man. Esau, don't you know that your own kingdom been failed? It's falling right before your eyes, but you're still trying to. This is how you know the Lord hardens who he wants to harden, man. I literally was at work. I was at work. And dude I work with, he Jake. He literally cracked open the egg, bro, and opened it up. It was blood inside of it, bro. I looked at it, I was like, bro, this place is falling apart every single day. And when you see something like that, you gotta praise the Most High, because if he didn't, that means he's not fighting for us, man. Egg is supposed to have yolk inside of it. It had nothing but blood on the inside. Man, this place, man. Now go ahead, King.
Oh, so let me get a precept, man. Because that's real, man. I'm glad you brought that precept out in Exodus, man, because the Lord literally confounds you, brother, where you'll sit up and think you winning and you be losing. Right. You'll think you winning, man, and be getting toe up. Right. You know what I'm saying? Go back to Isaiah 19, man. That's what's going on in this place. You listen to Trump, he the perfect president for the times we living in. Because he's so stupid. He's so dumb, bro. Like, he think that they winning and they losing, right? Right. I'm gonna start at verse 3, man. It say, it's going talk about them Egyptians, man. It say, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. That's how you know that counsel is destroyed, because nobody's at least in ancient Egypt, his counselors told him, look, we losing. They so dumb. They ain't even telling Trump he losing.
Right.
They still think they won it, man. He said, I would destroy the council. So this how you know this future prophecy. Because they just read the counselors told Pharaoh he was losing. Here it said, I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. This is how you know they dealing with witchcraft, man.
Right.
The deceitful spirits, they'll have you thinking you winning when you just like Saul. Saul thought he still had a connection with the Lord. Whole time, Lord had to cut him off. He's dealing with familiar spirits, man. Let me jump down to verse 11, right? It says, surely the princes of Zoan are fools. The Zoan is where Pharaoh lived during the time of our Exodus. That's the city he lived in, him and all his counselors. So it's just like today, that will be Washington, D.C., right? It say, surely the princes of Zoan are fools, and the counsel of the wise counselor of Pharaoh is become brutish. They don't know what's going on, man. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of a wise, the son of ancient kings, right? So they think that they still wise, man. Whole time they sitting up here looking like numbskulls,
Right.
imbeciles. You know what I'm saying? But hey, all praises to the Most High, man. That this place falling, bro.
Right.
Eggs $10 for 12, $10 for 12 eggs. Babylon falling. It's falling. And they got blood in them.
Right. Literally had blood. I'm not even joking. Last night, bro, I'm not even lying or nothing. That man cracked open that egg and opened it, and blood came out of it, bro. I was like, this place falling every single day, bro. The same way how the Lord, man, he said, I'm going to do the exact same thing. That's how you know this Bible's real, man. Man, with that, man, I digress, man.
Con, man. I digress. Shalom, y'all.
Oh, computer, right on time. Computer about to die. Right on time. But yeah, like we say, all glory and honor to the Most High God, Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Lord, one, you got something from it, man. You know, be a wise ruler and king, man. Don't be a fool. Don't be a fool. It's even in Ecclesiastes. It say, "Don't be a fool. Why diest thou before thy time, man?" So, man, we need to be wise rulers, man. You know, always, you know what I'm saying, seeking wisdom, man, in these last days, man. You know, but with that, man, it's brother Malik.
Brother Nashan.
And hey, New Wine Congregation of Israel, man, we signing out. Shalom.
Shalom.